Hi guys, it's Jer here. I want to share with you tips on how to get more wins in Fall Guys. For context, back in May 2021, I was able to get my 100th solo win in Fall Guys after picking it back up in March. And as of this recording, I'm at 400 plus solo wins. That is roughly 70 plus wins per month. And I don't know about you, but that's super insane to me. So I want to share with you some tips I've learned over that period of time. Let me first preface that this is not a strategy guide on how to qualify and win specific rounds. This is more on habits that I've taken up to get more wins in the game. So, how do you win more in Fall Guys? Well, to oversimplify, you get more wins by getting in the finals. You get in the finals more by qualifying at different levels. Does that sound easy? Well, you're watching this video, so we know it's not really that easy. Roughly, there are 50 plus levels now in the game, and some of them have multiple variants. So the real question here is, how do you consistently qualify and get into the finals so you can eventually win? I believe the following tips can answer this question. Tip number 1 is watching Fall Guys gameplay. Like with most video game challenges such as speedrunning or attempting a glitch, part of that process is watching another player's gameplay and taking down notes. For example, did you know my first win on Fall Guys was a hexagon and I used the strategy found from the subreddit? Very crazy to think about, but yes, I won because I saw a video from the subreddit for Fall Guys. So when I came back to the game of March of this year, I became better at the game by picking up strategies and tips from the different Fall Guys streamers on Twitch. So by watching gameplay, you learn the efficient routes, the different shortcuts, and the techniques on all of the different levels that the game offers. I'll give you an example. In Skiffall, I've always been using that ramp at the end to jump to get the gold ring. And then one night, I was watching Thaw, and then she used the fan, which is more efficient in getting that gold ring. So to this day, I still watch many Fall Guys streamers because I might learn something new. One benefit to watching streamers specifically is that you also get to ask them specifics on the levels and specifics on the shortcuts. Recently, I asked Be More Royal about this new flipper in Fall Mountain, which is a new variant.
Yes, that one flipper, the one on the left, always goes forward, Jer.
So since then, I've been using this flipper over and over to my benefit to get the crown in Fall Mountain. So that's tip number 1, that is watching Fall Guys gameplay, specifically Fall Guys streamers. I know what you're thinking. Jer, is this some stupid scheme for us to watch your freaking Twitch stream? Well, that is the goal for every piece of content I do, whether that's a TikTok or YouTube video or an Instagram story. I don't think I'm doing justice to the actual pros on Twitch that have taught me the ways. So in the description down below, there is a Google spreadsheet link that has a list of Fall Guys streamers from Twitch with links to their channels, their respective crown count, and their Fall Guys name. There's 100 plus in the list so far, and I'm always adding new ones that I come across, and casually I'm updating their information. Tip number 2 is squad shows. So when Season 4 came out, they finally introduced the heavily requested squads only mode. It's a game mode where you and a party of friends or random players qualify together using a point-based system. I think one of the challenges of trying to qualify more consistently in Fall Guys is the unfamiliarity with the different levels and variations the game offers, plus the lack of practice on these levels. Unfortunately, some levels only show up in the 3rd round or 4th round. For example, you will never see a tiptoe or a fall ball in rounds 1 or 2, simply because they're not designed for 40 to 60 players. So how can you even practice these levels that show up in rounds 3 and 4 when you're barely surviving rounds 1 and 2? Well, the main benefit of squad show is if you have experienced players on your squad, if they finish the level fast enough or they survive long enough, then your squad should have enough points to guarantee a qualification and move on to the next round, even if you find yourself not across the finish line or have fallen into the slime. Like in this example, in Snowball Survival, I fell into the slime in the last 20 seconds, but since my team was able to survive this long, we were able to guarantee ourselves a qualifying spot. In the next round, we found ourselves here in this very devastating block party variant, and 3 out of the 4 members did not survive this round. But since we got the points, we qualified. First place too. So if you got gamer friends, or if you're willing to play with some randoms and put your faith in them, all the more you should try this mode to practice and qualify more and get into those levels where you haven't tried these new levels yet. So if you got gamer friends, or if you have faith in these randoms in your lobby, all the more you should play this mode and get a chance at the smaller lobby levels and practice. Okay, tip number 3, take advantage of the limited time modes the game offers. This might be the closest thing we can ever get to a practice mode, because some of these modes are a curated set of rounds and finals that you can play repeatedly. For example, Hexagon Trials would be your show to practice Hexagon, since it's literally 3 rounds of Hexagon. In the Jump Around playlist, you will get to practice Jump Club and its variants until you're finally in a Jump Showdown. Limited time events are so much better for practice than main show, since it's a mode where you can avoid RNG and avoid some levels you don't need practice in. Plus, you can get a crown too if you do well enough. Just a caveat though, some game modes are a bit silly, like this recent one called Tiptoe Tournament, where there's 3 rounds of Tiptoe and the first place of the 3rd round is the overall winner. It's still a good way to practice, but it's kinda silly. So you watch the streamers, you've tried squads with friends or randoms, you've played the limited time shows, what's next? What's next is tip number 4, and that's just putting in the time in main show and practicing. Why this is important is you just need to get that muscle memory in. You gotta build the habits. You gotta build the habit of making your runs more efficient. Make jump diving a habit in Lily Leapers to connect the drums. Get the habit of moving your camera around in thin ice or hexagons so you can plan out your route. Get the habit of practicing new skips or techniques you just learned. Get a habit of always going for that Yeetus and fruit shoot. That is very, very important. So there's no denying that practice makes perfect. Practice enough and you just might find yourself in a first place situation in a slime climb. So tip number 4 is investing time and practicing. Okay, last tip. This is more of a mindset thing, but play to have fun. Don't put the pressure on yourself. There used to be a time where I was in a final, I could feel my heartbeat go faster, and then I would hold my breath just because I was so nervous. Hell, I even made this emote as part of my streams. So, never forget to congratulate yourself for being in the final or in the semifinals. You've bested more than half of your lobby. I keep telling people, after putting in time in the game, winning in Fall Guys is more of a function of time. What I mean by that is that you will eventually win. Just keep playing, have a good time, and all of your practice will pay off. Because if you're not having fun, are you really winning? Okay, those are my 5 tips on how to get more wins in Fall Guys. Obviously, there's a lot more information out there that will help you with regards to actual in-game strategy. So down below, I'll put some links for additional resources like Fall Guys Subreddit, which is ran by the community and has a flair for tips and tricks. There is the fandom page, which actually has a core strategy portion for each level. And lastly, I'll put down the official Fall Guys Discord, where you can meet not only streamers but amazing gamers who can share more with you. Anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would appreciate it if you guys can give me feedback by liking or disliking this video or putting down some comments. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe and click on the notification bell. Let me know if there's any Fall Guys content you want to see. I'll try to make it happen. Thanks. PS, if you're asking which Fall Guys streamer you should start with, I recommend watching Scott F9. He's cracked. Hi, Scott.